Hello, everybody. Ben Jarofsky here. We're calling this Maria Steps Up Thursday, and here's why. State Senator Karina Villa standing by. State Senator Karina Villa standing by. It's a great opportunity for me. I've never talked to Karina Villa, and so I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Good lefty, and I don't know if she identifies herself as a lefty, so that's me identifying herself. And as I told her before before we went on the mic, I said, you're free to disagree with me. So that may be the first disagreement that we have. I characterize her as a lefty. I love lefties. I am a lefty, and this is lefty land. I'm going to give a shout out to Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas. I've known Maria for 5,000 years. Back in the day when she was a Cook County board member. Look it up, people. Yeah, she was once a Cook County board member. Why am I giving her a shout out? I'm giving her a shout out because finally, an elected official in Cook County, an elected official with a Chicago base, has told the truth about how much a professional sports team is worth to the city of Chicago. Now, I am not completely naive. I've been following politics in the city of Chicago since before State Senator Villa was born. Just pause and think about that, State Senator. And so I understand that we're heading into a mayoral season, and just like the MAGA members of the state assembly do not want to, quote unquote, give Governor Pritzker a, quote unquote, victory, because in this upside down view of the world, keeping a sports team in a state is a victory. So they will not vote for a Bear handout, whereas MAGA in Indiana is just throwing at money at the Bears in order to make their MAGA governor look good. Guys, it's not that complicated. Just be honest for once in your life, MAGA, okay? You guys are playing the game. You're very deceitful. So just as MAGA does not want to give Governor Pritzker a victory, Maria Pappas doesn't want to give Brandon Johnson a victory. I mean, I'm really not the smartest guy in the world, ladies and gentlemen, to figure this out. Maria Pappas wants to be mayor. So it'd be just great for her if the Bears leave town. Go to Hammond. God bless you, Bears. Go to Hammond. It's like it's not even a swamp. It's like a toxic swamp you want to build on in Hammond, guys. That's great for your players, the healthier players. That's the Chicago Bears. Go to Hammond. Would you hurry up and get there already? So she issued a report. It was in the Bright one today, the Sun-Times. I don't know if the Tribunal ran it. And where essentially the theme of the report is there's no noticeable benefit to giving the Bears a property tax break to go to Arlington Heights. It's all it's going to do is raise the cost of all the local services and obligations that the Arlington Heights taxpayers have to meet. Duh. I mean, come on. You're not going to. The Bears only play, what is it? If they're lucky, they make a playoff, but it's really like 10 games a year if you count preseason. You're not going to make a lot of money, Arlington Heights. You're going to lose money on the deal. Now, if that doesn't matter to you and you're willing to raise your taxes to pay for the things that you want, like schools and streets and police and fire, because it's so important to you and your dignity and your sense of worth that you could say that the Chicago Bears play there, then go ahead, knock yourself out, raise your taxes. I don't care. But don't pretend that there's going to be any benefit to it. Maria Pappas said, she had her guys in the back room crunch the numbers. I have never seen an elected official in Cook County be honest about this. And I've sat through so many boondoggles having to do with sports teams. I go the White Sox Park, the first boondoggle that I lived through. Soldier Field renovation where the spaceship that they created. I went through that. The total travesty and deceit and lies having to do with the Olympics. I lived through that. I've lived through all this stuff. Wrigley Field renovation. They always hire some consultant to go, well, we looked into this and the economic development boost is like, then they kick out some number, $500 million. And all the rubes in Chicago go, wow, we're rich. Come on, Chicago can't be that dumb. Sorry, I have more respect for yourself. So anyway, Maria Pappas, she wants those Bears out of here so that you watch. When she's on the campaign trail, she'll be going, Brandon Johnson lost the Bears. Well, wait. And I'll be the only one in Chicago who remembers, wait, Maria Pappas, don't you remember your report? The one that said, who cares if they leave? He lost the Bears. Just like all those MAGA Republicans who vote against the handout that the Bears want for Arlington Heights, they're going to be going, J.B. Pritzker lost the Bears. You know what, people? And I'm going to bring the state senator on now. You know what the underlining theme to this is? The elected officials, the people you send to office, think you're really dumb. Not me. I don't think you're dumb. Your elected officials think you're dumb, that they would do these kinds of games, the games people play, as the Spinners once said. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on State Senator Villa. Welcome to my humble podcast, State Senator.
Ben, thank you so much for having me.
And it's been too long, like as in never. So I'm really happy that we broke the ice here. And so before I go further, you're actually going to have to vote on this thing as a state senator. So feel free to disagree with me. Like I said, if you think it's a good idea to give the Bears a handout, go ahead, make the case for it. The floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Ben. Let's rewind and catch people up on the question of, is she a lefty?
Yeah, that one.
I am the proud and humble co-chair of the Senate Progressive Caucus. So if that identifies me as anything but a lefty, I think I might get in trouble. So yes, I absolutely identify as a lefty. And what that just means to me is I put people first. You see, I was a school social worker for 15 years in a working class community before I ever ran for office. Never did I ever think I was going to run for state rep in 2018 and then state senate in 2020. It wasn't until I saw what was happening under the Rauner administration and all of those budget cuts that were really impacting everyday families that I decided to run and flip that district back in 2018 to become a state representative. And then let me move on to the Bears conversation and let you know that, listen, I remember the Super Bowl shuffle, okay? Love the Bears. Love the Bears. Would love if the Bears decide to stay in Illinois, but not with tax dollars that are sorely needed right now for people's property tax relief, for food, for healthcare, for housing. These are all issues right now that every single person that comes to my office, that calls my office, says, what are you all doing about this in Springfield? People aren't calling my office to say, I'm calling to ask you to please give away money to the Chicago Bears. That's not why people are calling my office. So I'm going to focus. My number one focus and attention is how we bring in revenue to be able to compensate for the disastrous behavior of the federal government here in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
Remember, you can download episodes of The Ben Joravsky Show wherever you download podcasts. Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts. Just search for The Ben Joravsky Show. J-O-R-A. V as in victory, S-K-Y. Subscribe. Give us a review. But remember the rule, 5 stars only. Go find The Ben Joravsky Show wherever you download podcasts. But also get this, Ben actually bought a website, and it's actually pretty awesome. It's thebenjoravskyshow.com. Go find it right now, bookmark it immediately, because not only can you find previous Ben Joravsky Show episodes, thebenjoravskyshow.com is also the new home for Ben Joravsky columns. You may have noticed something's missing in your Chicago Reader these days. Where'd the Ben Joravsky columns go? They're over at thebenjoravskyshow.com. Go read his latest column. He's been posting his columns at thebenjoravskyshow.com for a while now. So after you read the latest column, go check out the rest. There's tons more on the site. There's also the Benny J Book Club. What's that, you ask? It's a book club. Ben talks about the latest books he read. Was it a good book? Was it a bad book? Find out at thebenjoravskyshow.com. And finally, The Ben Joravsky Show is now an independently funded podcast. That's right, Ben's footing the bill. We love what we do, and we want to keep bringing you content like this. We'd be flattered even if you consider donating to The Ben Joravsky Show. This operation now runs off the hard work of independent podcast producers who kindly give their time to keep this operation going. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Again, it's thebenjoravskyshow.com. J-O-R-A. V as in victory. S-K-Y. Read the columns, join the book club, and find The Ben Joravsky Show and subscribe wherever you download podcasts.